It was quite embarrassing on social media to see comparison of regions of Nigeria, and then they said that the north had Aliko Dangote, Rabiu, I think yes, Abdul Rabiu, chairman of Boa Group, and then the west had Femi Otedola, who does the east half, and so it became very embarrassing. And they can't. I'm not Igbo, and I've said that several times. But then some of us know quite well. Due respect to Aliko Dangote and his money mechanism, money understanding, and all that. But the truth of the matter is that if indeed that this country is fair to all of us, so many of the leading billionaires parading wealth everywhere in this country will not have half of what they have. You should have heard by now that Emefiele song that he sang from prison exposed a $3.4 billion scam and agreement that was entered with Aliko Dangote. I'm not here to berate Aliko Dangote. It's a man I respect so much and respect here. But we know that the monopoly and the kind of fraud and the kind of environment, the kind of institutionalized corruption we run in this country gave rise to so many of these guys. And that's how they are where they are. They don't deserve it. All the oil wells, back end corruption, and these are the first guys that goes to greet an elected president, exchange contacts, sponsors elections, and that's the thing. So the undue advantage that some of these guys have has actually removed the carpet away. I'm not here speaking for anybody. I'm just saying. Because this video you're about to watch now says it all. It exposes Aliko Dangote and a lot of other billionaires in this country. So when these guys are bragging, if this country begins to actually do the right thing, so many monies that are in the hands of so many persons, so many companies will close down. Because a lot of these companies and refineries and manufacturing and several of these banks and all that, they are sponsored by illicit funds that government officials and these guys are entering. How can a sitting governor have a commercial bank? And it's from that bank that I don't know what to say. You will establish a commercial bank where you are governor of the state. Not because you had worked in a bank or you had a bank before you got in. The kind of business. Just watch this video, you'll be embarrassed. No disrespect me for Aliko Dangote. But government money never for the money.
Well, Nigerians have been getting quite a lot. All what they have to start expecting is to expect more. We expect more from the government.
In one of my videos I did about the suspended CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, I told you that Emefiele is not going to go down alone. That if there is any crime Emefiele committed as CBN governor, that he must have been pushed or influenced to do it by Dangote or Muhammadu Buhari, the former president of Nigeria. Tinubu has received petition against the Africa's richest man, Dangote, over $3.4 billion siphoned through Nigerian Central Bank. This indictment is very bad, and it is also bad for our nation. Watch this video to the end and see how this Dangote group has been raping Nigeria dry through the Central Bank of Nigeria. The petition accused Dangote of grossly violating the forex guidelines of the Central Bank of Nigeria for years. President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has received a petition against Africa's richest man, Alhaji Aliko Dangote, over $3.4 billion allegedly siphoned through the Central Bank of Nigeria. The petition, exclusively obtained by Politics Nigeria, was attached to a letter addressed to the President Tinubu and filed by Ahmed Fahad, a social justice advocate. It was dated August 18, 2023, and titled Petition to President Tinubu Against Dangote, and copied to Jim Obaze, who was recently appointed by the President as a special investigator to probe the Central Bank of Nigeria and related entities. The petition accused Dangote of grossly violating the forex guideline of the CBN for years. It alleged that the suspended CBN governor, Godwin Emefiele, borrowed $1 billion from Afrexim Bank in the second quarter of 2023, out of which $750 million was illegally funneled to Dangote at a concessionary rate. It, therefore, urged the president to investigate the flagrant violation of our financial laws. It reads, I bring to your attention a scandalous issue of gross financial misconduct and illegality involving the Dangote Group, a flagrant abuse of the Central Bank of Nigeria CBN's forex guidelines for the past 10 years. First exposed by Dr. Ope Banwo of Charge Vigilance International (CVI) in his 2016 petition to former President Buhari, it noted that the brazen illegality involves a shocking violation of CBN guidelines, causing a 3.4 billion diversion from Nigeria's national treasury at rate between 150 and 200 US dollar, when the parallel exchange rate was more than double that. This insidious financial maneuvering still threatens the every stability of our country's economy even today. Outstandingly, this flagrant siphoning was carried out using Form A instead of legal route through Form M, which is tantamount to a gross violation of the law as it offers no financial returns to our country. The barefaced audacity of these financial transgressions is further displayed by several implicated banks, which have audaciously sanctioned millions of dollars at the CBN rate to the Dangote Group, in direct violation of CBN's instructions to source funds from the parallel or interbank market. These unscrupulous actions facilitated the illegal transfer of funds for supposed foreign investments, including the supposed constructions of factories in countries like Congo and Liberia. According to the petitioner, the funds were moved out of Nigeria with the alleged unlawful aim of industrial development in other nations, while our own country was left bereft of these much-needed investments. More worryingly, there are several instances, such as in Liberia, where promised factories were never built. The siphoned funds were instead reportedly transferred to Dangote account abroad, thereby exploiting Form A for illicit cash movement that cannot be reclaimed by our dear country, it said. The petition noted that the approval ought from the Apex Bank clearly stated that the money sought by Dangote must be bought from the interbank market, which means money outside the Central Bank of Nigeria. However, the funds were bought and transferred from the National Treasury with the CBN, which was illegal. On a continued basis over the years, and contrary to the approval, Emefiele CBN continue illegally supply money from Nigerian treasury at cheaper rates to Dangote Group. This is an illegality that must be rightened, it said. It added, for instance, in 2015, Form A number AA25411751 was used to transfer over 341 million through telegraphic transfer EcoBank in the contravention of the CBN directive to use interbank funds only for the Dangote project in Cameroon. Whilst on February 12, 2016, Form A number AA26496626 was used to transfer over $420 million for spare parts in Congo, also in contravention of the CBN directives. To further highlight the brazenness of these actions, it recently came to light that the suspended CBN Governor Godwin Emefiele had borrowed $1 billion from Afrexim Bank in the second quarter of 2023. $750 of which was illegally funneled to Dangote at a concessionary rate. These funds were subsequently transferred to Dangote account abroad, just as previously done in the past. Your Excellencies, as the beacon of hope of our nation's financial integrity, your swift action is desperately needed to rectify this glaring injustice. We implore you to order a comprehensive and immediate investigation into this flagrant violation of our financial laws. We call upon you to ensure these stolen funds are returned and used for the betterment of our nation under your commitment administration. This enforcement is essential not just to deter future violation, but also to underscore the ethos of accountability and transparency that your administration tends to represent. We join you to direct the FCC, ICPC, DSS, and other relevant security agencies to investigate these illegal acts against our economy and ensure these funds are returned. The time for a new era has come, an era where the rule of law supersedes illicit privileges and economic justice become a national cornerstone. By addressing this issue decisively, you will send a powerful message to the corruption in all its forms. Will no longer be tolerated in our country. But the question is, does Tinubu have the integrity? Is Tinubu not accomplice to all this question of illegal floating of currencies? Remember how bullion van was cited in his house. What is bullion van doing? I guess it has carried naira or dollar currency from the CBN. So who is going to bear the cut, and who is going to save our nation from this mess? Thank you for having time to listen. I am Okocha Happy myself. Thank you.